thinker, so,
Yeah.
but just put all of that in a book. Requires
Well, that's what
some-
they did for Osho's stuff, right?
Yeah.
They just took all his talks and put it into book form.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the talking better, like the language of talking is so much nicer than, right,
Yeah.
to me.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
more
It is.
comprehensible,
It
Yeah.
is.
so, but yeah, they get piling them up there,
Mm-hmm.
all the topics eventually. But this is like fascinating. I think one of the chakras, I don't know why, the third chakra, it's like so many people listening to that is
Because
Oh, really?
connected with emotions.
amazing. It's like,
Like the podcast you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you just got so many hits. But I don't know why it won't let me extract, because you have videos now, it won't let me extract the audio out of it. So I'm posting the video. Who cares? But most people listen to it.
Yeah.
But now the rest of the podcast also has videos, because now it's part of the,
Oh,
I guess
right.
the way the podcasts are going, you can add video or audio.
Right.
Before it was always
That's right.
audio.
Yes, that's right.
which
So
is
you
nice.
just want the audio portion of
I
it?
want it, but then for some reason it goes forever and ever and ever, and I wait for it won't extract. So
If you want, I can, because I have like a lot of programs that I could put it back into the system and just record it back into my computer, and then give you the audio of it. It doesn't take long. Well, I mean, if you
Doesn't
wanted it
matter.
for, if you wanted it
I
for
mean,
something, I
if
can
I
do
go
that.
like to any podcast, I can listen to it.
Right.
And it says only one person watched the video and everyone listened. So you still can play and
Yeah,
listen to it,
okay.
but if someone is interested in watching it, they can also watch it.
Right.
It's not a bad thing. I think it's
No, I think, yeah.
get to know his face too. Because right now the logo is just the logo, right? Yeah.
Matt, you have some questions.
I thought I did.
I also want to ask you a question about the in-person one. Should we like start in January?
Yes.
Okay. So from January, and because we don't know if the retreat is 100% or not.
100%. I'm going to sit with
Okay.
Shani.
Do you know what day it's gonna be?
Yeah, I think it is going to be in February.
I know, but what day?
Day will be, of course, weekend.
I know. So I thought maybe we can divide. I booked the region. I said January to end of May, and I thought we can break it into 5-session
Yes.
programs. So
Yes.
that way we keep advertising and but the first 5 weeks, it's not too much for you. You're doing the Sunday morning with India. I thought that if you're gonna come right there, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah, this is the time for me to work.
I know. I'm just saying. It's just like to
It,
get there.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But we will, it will be definitely in February, and that February part we can skip, the
Yeah,
Sundays.
that's what I'm trying to do, that's 5-session, and then have no session when we have the retreat. And then so they can come.
I will finalize the date
Okay, perfect.
very soon.
Okay.
Say, I think by tomorrow I'll send you.
Okay, and then I know the first one, we can do therapy to transformation, but if you can come up, maybe we can do even Soma in person.
I think Soma in person will be a very good idea. It's a very good topic.
Okay, so we
Because
can do
now
8 weeks of Soma in person.
Yes. Because now it is such a final form that
Yeah,
changes are just ornamental, but
because I think I'm
Yeah, it came out
I
nice. Yeah,
I can-
I think it works better.
Lots of comments.
I used to do like an instruction, that's what I'd like to do, but just random talks, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's okay.
When there's curriculum, I could do a lot better,
yes.
but naturality.
How are you? Good, how are you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry I'm a little bit
Oh,
late.
no problem.
So I was kind of reviewing, I just want to see if I kind of got this, because when we were going over the niyamas, it almost kind of in a way made sense to me to kind of reorder them the way that you find them ordered.
Yes.
where it's almost like, so you have self-study would be like the first thing.
Makes sense?
Then you begin to cleanse the mind through self-study.
Yeah. I will say tapas,
Passion.
passion first.
Oh, okay. So what if you don't know the passion?
Then that is where, okay, so it's a very good question. So, okay, how to bring the passion, and then we go into personality. Because the personality will unblock the energy, and that will bring the passion. So that is why I will
Okay.
put passion first. If I have passion first, no problem. If I don't have, then I can bring it by accessing my personality.
Okay. So how I kind of wrote it was I was just, as I was listening to going over the notes and everything, I was like, okay, so if you have self-study, you start studying with self-study, then you kind of begin cleansing the mind a little bit, and then you find the clarity a little bit through through satya comes naturally, right?
Exactly.
And then from there, can you discover that passion? Because then you're able to, you end up cleansing your through the self-study, and then you're cleansing your mind, you're able to establish this, you may find the passion within there?
Yes.
Okay.
That
But it
route
could
can
go,
be taken.
okay, right, okay.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying, because you did refer to it later about having that passion, and then kind of the cleansing of the mind just happens through that passion.
All other elements will come naturally, whether it's cleansing or santosh, which is contentment, because once you are aligned with your personality, rest will keep on coming to you. But normally it is not taught in that order. They go first of all santosh, the contentment, then shoy, then cleaning, and so on and so
That
forth.
sounds like it didn't make sense to me when you're that way.
So that is why, I don't know, perhaps Patanjali wrote in that order, but that is why it is called Kriya Yoga, the solid action you take and rest will happen.
Right. Yeah, because when we were going through it, I'm like, yeah, this has to be all reordered. I feel like it doesn't
Totally.
make, because they can all lead into each other.
Exactly.
Because if you have contentment, then the surrender starts coming.
Naturally.
Yeah.
And passion is not the mind quality though, right? Passion is just beyond the mind quality kind of thing.
That's right.
Yeah, it's just like almost like between what I want and what this life force needs, or
Needs.
just a humongous difference.
Yes.
Does desire still feel like, does that still fit as a descriptive for it? Or does desire come from the mind?
No, the desire is two kind.
Mhm.
One is the mental desire,
Okay.
and the second is innate desire,
There is-
natural desire.
Okay. So there is still that in it.
That's right.
I almost feel like there's a need for this life wants you to do something, and then there's I want this kind
Right.
of thing. I
Okay.
want that. It's almost like your ego pick and choose what they want, like
Right.
at the mental level. But then this is just more. But I feel like passion just belongs to that kind of. It's less conscious part of you.
Yeah.
It is natural. It's a part of you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's like a feeling, that's driving you to that place. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. So it will just propel you all the time.
And how you mentioned about that, having that passion, I found it very interesting how you said having that passion and then it was cleansing your mind. Like you mentioned something, it's like that's,
Yeah, because passion is the energy,
Mhm.
and its energy is just your whole system. So this energy is rushing, and just like a river, which cleans everything on the shores. So it is going and cleaning and cleaning and cleaning.
So in that cleaning, it's kind of like also is it the understanding of necessities, like what is necessary and what is like fitting on your path? Is that the idea? But it's also Yeah.
Yeah, the reason being we accumulate so much. We go in so many distractions. Once that cleansing happens, then you can easily find what is essential for me on this path and what is non-essential.
Hmm. And that's part of the contentment.
And that is a part of contentment, because contentment means you are not restless. You are restless only for the basics because you have to survive or have some surplus for the family. But you are not uselessly accumulating and distracted and lost into thousands of things. That doesn't happen anymore because it is a result of contentment.
You very lightly touched on discipline.
Mhm.
Is that in the part of contentment? It's like the discipline comes naturally.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because once you are content, once you are clear, right, it all comes from within, what you really need for it.
Mhm.
You refuse to submit to external discipline anymore. So nobody can say, okay, wake up 4 o'clock and do this, or do 2 hours of yoga, 3 hours of meditation. No, that is all gone because now it is coming all from within. So you become your own disciple because this is awakening of the Guru. Basically, knowing your personality is awakening of your Guru. And so that your Guru is telling you what to do in accordance with your body, with your brain.
I can relate to that in the
Yeah.
last couple of years.
And that's also kind of when things come to us or people approach us, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? It's also creating that boundaries as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Because then you listen to, and sometimes you tweak, sometimes you are flexible, but you know exactly.
At this point, you know exactly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thanks for clearing that.
So what is the time, Mira?
It's 4:45.
Got it.
You have to leave at 5 or 5:30?
Yeah, no, nearly 5:30.
Okay, because in your email you said 5. I was just.
Yeah, no, I can still another 15 minutes, no problem.
Okay.
I didn't calculate it properly, otherwise we could postpone this, but I thought I will do. And the next week, I think we can skip because people will be very busy.
Yeah.
Christmas. And
Yeah.
yeah.
And after that, you let me know. I am available because that will be January then.
Okay.
Mondays are still okay, or you want to?
No,
oh,
Monday
Mondays
is the
okay.
very good day.
Okay.
Are you okay with me joining online? Because I will be in the States until January 13th,
Right.
and then I come back, and then I go to India.
Yeah.
On the 25th.
Yes.
And then we'll record all of them
Yeah.
as
yeah.
well too.
If I, yeah, and then
Yeah.
I'll just make sure I'm caught up on everything.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
And if you're not making, you can ask us any question, like email us questions.
Okay.
If you want to touch base on it.
Perfect.
So, for the personality, I think we are very clear these 5 elements, basically feelings, 5 feelings. And they apply to individual, universe. And 5 feelings are very simple. Water means fluidity. So quite often when we feel during the day everything is flowing, that means water element on that day is dominating our life. Ether means space. So someday we feel expansive. We are not cluttered. We have such space inside us. That is a space of feeling. Earth is solidity. Some days we are so calm, confident, walking with repose, no rush, grounded. That is a feeling of earth. Air, sometimes we are just moving, constantly mind is moving, body is moving, particularly mind. It is not sticking to, anchored into something, because that is the nature of air. move. So, and that day, at the end of the day, we may feel we didn't do anything really productive. We were just moving from one to another, another.
Yeah.
Yes. And fire is, of course, about passion. Some days we are so energized, feeling so exuberant, so enthusiastic.
So when you create it though, can the air also be there?
That's right. The air will be there, but then it will be anchored to fire and water. Because unless the air in itself doesn't have any anchor in isolation,
Yeah.
so that is why all the 5 elements, they have to work in harmony.
Very easy to be airy-fairy in Canada.
Yes.
Nowadays, anywhere in the world, because there is so much things. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
And I
much.
think maybe like even your phones or internet, it causes you to be airy because you go from A to B to Z to B to
Yeah. I
you're
think
just not anchored anymore.
yeah, there's so many distractions on the phone, all the apps and notifications and
So these are the symbolic representation of earth, water, fire, wind, scattered space.
So, do you like for fire? Do you like normally associate it with energy?
Yes.
Okay, so it's associated that way.
Yeah, because fire is the only one which can produce energy. Because by burning something, transforming something, no other element can do that. Space cannot produce energy.
Mhm.
Air cannot, earth cannot, water cannot.
I mean, it makes so much more sense as describing it as energy than, you know.
And once these elements combine, 3 personalities are born. All people have all personalities. There cannot be one pure personality. So the first personality is wind. It's a combination of wind and space. So that is one. Second one is fire personality. And fire personality has fire and water. And the last one is earth, which is water and earth element.
so everybody is it tridosha? Is everybody has tridosha?
And that is why we have control. Because teaching this, the sole purpose is you can control your mind and body. There is a point comes when you go beyond control. But here, nature gifted you with that control. That is why humans can evolve consciously. So this control is not our choice, but this choice is given to us by nature. So this is not our choice, it is already given to us. That is why on the path of yoga, you have to discover up to what point I have choices, so I can control. Because there are 2 camps in spirituality. One will say, everything beyond my control. I cannot control anything. They will make a blanket statement, completely wrong. You have control, but it's very true. You didn't bring that control. Control is given to you because your CEO is nature. And CEO wrote your job description. Just like CEO writes, okay, you can do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. This is under your control. And if you don't use that, then you are losing control. But you cannot say, okay, beyond this, I can control. No. Because there is another person and CEO gave a very different job description. So CEO of nature wrote in each one of us. And the whole idea of it is to discover that up to what point I can control, so that I can change myself. That's the one idea. Because some people will say, oh, it is God's will. I cannot do anything. That is fatalism. Other people say, oh no, human beings, they will control everything, they can control everything. Those are the materialists. Spiritualists, no control. Materialists, oh yeah, it's a matter of time.
So these ones are beyond our control.
These are within our control.
These are within our control. Okay.
Because we have these three personality, all of us have all personality, but most people are imbalanced because they don't understand how much they can control. And how to discover it, discovering my personality, main one, and also number 2 and number 3. So once I take the help of number 2 and number 3 to balance my dominant personality, I'm in control. So for example, I have a wind personality. I had fire, I have earth also. I didn't realize. So what happened? A very profound imbalance. I discovered my wind personality, and then I also discovered other two. So number 1 wind, number 2 fire, number 3 earth. That is mine. So I started controlling fire and also bringing up earth. So I was controlling basically other two which were not dominant, and with the help of that, my wind personality finally came into a good balance. Because I have control, and still I have control. So as soon as some days, the wind personality, because of the reason, I feel, okay, the stress is coming, I immediately go to my earth. So I put few things in places, it balances out.
So would a good example be like if you're wind and to control that, or to balance the personalities, taking from earth, like putting in more meditation or putting in more practices that are grounding?
Exactly.
Like
Or the life in general. Because how much practice we can do. So for example, very simple thing. I will speak slowly. Once I'm feeling that, okay, because before that everything was in hurry and rush, because wind personality means sympathetic nervous system is more active. So they can be stressed out more quickly and they become anxious and panicky. Earth means parasympathetic system. They are generally calm, but they can be too much sort of stuck. They are not have sufficient action. Same thing about fire. Too much of yeah,
Burn themselves.
that's right. They can burn themselves non-stop. So what I will do, if wind is out of balance, I will start speaking slowly. If I'm taking bath, slowly. Eating slowly. Walking slowly. Working on computer slowly. Not taking 2-3 tasks in one go, one by one. Walking. Washing the dishes. Cleaning the house. Dusting. Those ordinary things where I can connect. Swimming. Jogging. And then comes the practice. So you can see that not only specific practices, but the whole day is becoming a practice. Or if I am doing computer, then I will say, okay, I will do computer is essential, but I will do for half an hour, and I will walk away for 15 minutes, come back half an hour, 15 minutes. That will be grounding. Because continuously doing computer work, increases your wind.
Yeah, I felt that today. I was on the computer today and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I still feel like this. Like,
Yeah.
I still feel really up.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you can see that everything which is grounding during the day can become practice.
Why is computer work making us more windy?
Because where we live when we are doing computer, mind and space, two elements are there. One is it is moving fast and second is space.
Space,
Yeah. So that you are disconnected from the body because you are absorbed there. Because it's a virtual. And virtual world has two elements, mental space and mental movement. So element of air and space. Too much action, fire. Because non-stop acting action. And it's not good. Sitting too much, not doing much, then it becomes a problem because it becomes too earthy. So taking control of those which is already given me is what we call conscious evolution. And personality gives me that idea of what I can control. Because how to know? More we get educated, more we study, more we know what we can control. If I'm not there aware about my pension rules in the government or different kind of taxes, tax exemption, what will happen? I lose money. I get myself educated about the laws and rules of the government. Now I'm saving. Same thing here. I will conserve my energy, use it for proper, if I know the rules of my personality. If I don't know my rules as I didn't know, I will go beyond it, and in that case there will be slow burnout or I may be stuck.
We're the victim of human nature just because we can't comprehend the world. We have to break it into pieces, right? In order to understand it. So,
Yes.
but that little process has also come to us. We start breaking even ourselves into pieces in order for us to understand ourselves.
Exactly.
So the whole idea, I think, is just you gradually, just by knowing your personality, it's like you're putting the pieces back together and you're finding your whole self again in one piece.
That's right. And it is a natural peace
Yes.
because this comes from nature. Our ego or identity is actually a collage which we put together under the pressure of the society. So I was told you have to do this, so I put that piece. Education said you do this. Religious teacher said you do this. Parents said you do this. Colleagues said you do this. So I formed a kind of collage, different pieces, because I'm connected with them. I want to please them. I want to function in the world. But behind this collage is the organic unity. That organic unity cannot fall apart. This collage can fall apart under stress because it is artificial. It is for the sake of functioning in the world. It is not truly me.
I like that word, organic unity, because I think even understanding amoeba, we are the one who separated that and just separated that and said, oh, this is amoeba.
Yes.
Or separated that and said, oh, this is a bird. Before there's no separation, right? So then that kind of separation keeps coming.
Yeah. And in a child, there is no separation, but gradually separation comes.
And so doing the Ayurvedic personality questions.
Yes.
And also understanding your life throughout the day when those moments come of flow, we'll start developing a better understanding of these and how they can fit throughout the day.
That's correct. Because flow is the criteria. How do I know I'm aligned with my personality? The moments of flow come. So people used to say, follow your heart, follow your passion. No, follow your flow. And that is more tangible because it's a very solid experience, neurobiologically investigated.
So don't put so much pressure on you if you're doing, say, like computer work, to sit there all day on the computer to get the work done in a way.
Yeah.
Well, unless you're able to, but like if you begin feeling that, right? And then you're studying yourself more and more through those feelings of, okay, this doesn't feel, you feel discomfortable, and that's a sign of, okay, this is kind of too much that you can.
Exactly. But most people ignore those cues.
And they push.
Yeah, and then chronic stress is building up. And then emotional and physical disturbances start. They feel, why I'm not digesting food, why I'm constipation, why I'm breathing shallow, why my shoulders are so tense, why I can't sleep better, why I don't feel hungry, why I have tension all the time, I'm developing migraine. All those.
I see double.
Pardon?
Why am I seeing double?
And then why my blood pressure is high or too low. So all those things are telling that I was ignoring, and body was very flexible, but after 5-6 years is cracking up.
Are those negative signs more, do they stand out more to us than, say, the positive flow signs? Or like what kind of comes first? Is there one that kind of comes first for our awareness, or is it kind of coincide with each other?
Actually, they coincide with each other simultaneously.
So that goes back to almost like what you were saying with those meditations of pausing, feeling how certain areas in the body feel throughout the day.
Yes.
And you can start understanding that more.
That's right, and correcting. So if I'm thirsty, I better drink water. If I ignore, there will be a mild dehydration. That will affect my energy, that will create headache, that will create fatigue, even sleep disturbance. Because this body needs water. I'm hungry, I'm ignoring the cues because I'm so busy. So what will happen? There will be slow decrease in the blood sugar. And what will be the effect of lower blood sugar? Again, fatigue, headache, dizziness, vertigo, even anxiety.
So this intermittent fasting, so then putting the body under a lot of stress.
It does. Unless you need it.
Means you're ignoring the cues.
That's right. Because then we go for these kind of therapies. Idea is to correct imbalance at the very root. Why I need intermittent fasting? If I'm eating well, whenever body gives me cue, okay, you are hungry, you eat food.
Right. So those studies that show that, oh, well, when this happens, your body releases this and this is good for you and blah, 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 is almost just really a temporary kind of effect that's happening.
Yes,
It's not really long term where you want to, once you start understanding what's happening, the natural process of what's happening is going to work.
Exactly.
More.
Exactly. So you don't need extra torment for the body, you are deliberately fasting.
We're just after these immediate needs, right? So, it gives me this effect and it's immediate. And so, right.
Unless, there is a problem, there is a diabetes, there is a extra weight and all those, okay, you can try this. But normally body doesn't need all these helps.
So these fluctuate. They can fluctuate?
They are always in flux. So they are called doshas. Doshas means error.
Oh,
It means what? Error?
Error. Why they are, literal meaning of dosha is error. Why? Because they are very error prone, because they are in flux, dynamic flux, and they are changing. So that is why some people can get very confused about their personality, because they are earth personality, but they are diagnosed as
when
wind. Why? Because over the year there were so many family problems, people were sick, money was less, they were commuting to Toronto every day. Original earth personality turned into wind. So, because everything is in flux. And we will come to that later, the next session, how it manifests, this flux. Because nothing is static. So that is why they are called error, means error prone. Balance is pretty delicate.
I thought it means personality.
No,
Wow.
dosha, error prone. Be careful. That is how a personality will express itself, either as tamas, inertia. So a wind personality inertia means it's not able to express itself, stuck. Stuckness in wind personality is anxiety and panic. Too much energy is stuck, it's not releasing. In fire, inertia means, because normal nature of the fire is action. If action is not happening, anger. That energy is building up, exploding in the system. They become very angry. If it happens in kapha, earth personality, inertia, totally paralyzed. Depression, or they are not able to move. That is why they are in flux constantly. Now, if they are rajas in action, wind personality, action means creativity, new ideas, a new book, a new painting, a new type of yoga, a new way of gardening, a new way of cleaning the house, a new way of decorating the house, even small things. Now, action. Rajas. Third one is, now in fire. Action means a meaningful action, a planned action, organized action. So when you came here, that was actually fire in action category. You planned, how you organized, you structured, and then you came and everything was done. That is done by fire. Although idea came first, so that was wind. But wind is converted into action. That is how company products, big corporates, a car out there, all these big conglomerates or executive and leadership, they belong to this fire in action. Things are accomplished.
So the wind fire would be the creative element of that.
Creative action.
So like I was on my way here, okay, I gotta take up the table, put up the chairs. That was kind of like creative action.
Creative action because you wanted to rearrange everything according to your idea.
And then coming here and actually doing it was the fire. Action. All right, okay.
And staying with it is the earth. Because if you keep on changing, it will create more problem.
Right.
You said, okay, I will see this and let's experiment, let's keep it for 6 months. That is earth. Patience, calm, slow. Don't just disturb it. And the fire in harmony, no, wind in harmony means, so wind inertia means anxiety, panic attack. Wind in action means creative work. Wind in harmony means my own life is created. So it is not I'm creating certain things, a book, a painting. No. My internal life is recreated according to my personality.
So is the flow?
And that will give flow, because once you come to sattva, you start more frequently flowing. So, for example, a Beethoven or a Mozart, they created such marvelous work, but if you look at their lives, or lives of most creative people, is a mess. They gave wonderful, beautiful things to the world. But at times their lives were ugly, not on ugly, people whosoever living with them were tortured and tormented. That comes the last one, sattva. You sit with this person and the person is like another product of creativity. Same thing with fire. Fire is anger, one's inertia. Fire in action, all these executives, companies producing, and they are leadership, of course, they have leadership. In harmony, they are compassionate executive, compassionate leader, compassionate corporate executives. Because a lot of these are very imposing, and basically they destroy others. They don't care. For them, they are just merely hired objects, and you can hire and fire them without caring, although they have billions and billions as sitting idle. No. Compassionate. Same thing about earth. Earth in inertia is completely stuck, depressed, not moving. They don't know what to do. And earth in action is compassion, caring, consoling. Those are the best therapists. Those are the best doctors. And earth in harmony is they are compassionate to themselves. Because quite often these compassionate people, they just self-sacrifice. They just go out there and they are doing for others and they are not taking care. Harmony is internal compassion and external compassion. Cycle of compassion is complete.
I can think of a lot of European mothers that I can think of friends that
So
are
many.
very much like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So many.
They care so much for others. And,
Yeah. Because they were told, don't worry about yourself, do for others. That is your destiny in life. And that is good up to earth in action. But harmony means everything is moving in flow. Because ultimately all three, when they reach harmony, there is a experience of flow. Whether you are a wind personality or whether you are a fire personality or your earth personality, it doesn't matter. Harmony means flow. Because that is means of harmony. Everything is just moving as one unit, one organism.
Why is the fire always pointing outward? Like fire, if it's going to work in harmony, can it not be compassionate to himself?
Yes, it will be.
Okay.
I mean, because they are basically egotistic. They are very self-centered
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Whenever they do something, they are,
Okay.
yeah. It seems like they are doing for others, but actually they are doing for themselves.
Yeah.
So once they come in harmony and they become compassionate for others, they are already compassionate for themselves. It's a very natural process. That problem happens with earth. Because so fire person is focused on oneself, earth person is focused on others. So that is why fire person become compassionate for others because they don't care for others. They just use them as their means for their own end. Earth people, they use themselves to please others. So you can see compassion has to move inside. In fire, compassion has to move outside.
Yeah, it's very hard
Yes.
because it's your nature, right?
Because we are so much influenced by the social and cultural structure that
Guilt and shame and all that.
most people in the world are not in balance. That is why very few people are healthy. Most are unhealthy.
Yep.
And that unhealth is so prevalent that we think is healthy.
I guess habitual stuff really falls into this. Habitual, like habits.
Habits.
Then you're not even being present and being aware of what's happening.
It's automatic.
Yeah.
Autopilot.
I can really see why once you understand what you are and then how that's being applied throughout the day and how you're feeling within there, it really begins to reveal itself more.
That's right. And the most fallacy which people have that once you are connecting to yourself, you become selfish. Because you are paying attention to yourself, that means you are becoming more selfish. You are self-centered. It is the opposite.
Yeah, so like, is it like, okay, you're doing all this work and you want to be compassionate to yourself, but sometimes it's just, I personally feel like it's in our blood and DNA. It's like, no matter what you try, it's almost like there's something that you can't control. I mean, so much of it you can't, but it's almost like also a lot of it is just you inherited and you can't shake maybe in one lifetime. I'm sure you can.
Yes, you can because you
Right.
have control.
Yeah.
But that control may happen very slowly.
Slowly. Yeah, it's
Because thing is that you can erase
Yeah.
all that past trauma and drama, but it will take time.
Because it's just so much about knowing it and you
Yes.
feeling it, but still like you have like, I don't know what to do, but it's just there.
Yeah.
And you try to shake it, and when you think you shake it, it's there.
It will come again.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know.
But it is still within the control. Yes.
It's a lot of energy.
That is where lot of energy. That is why we
Yeah.
want tapas, the high passion energy.
And also a different lifestyle, which is very, like when society sucks, you're a lot of energy.
Yes,
Yes.
it does. And you are so entangled with
Yeah.
it that you have little moving space unless you cut this thread. I always imagine it as a bird, as if I'm a bird and the multiple needles are poked. So a bird is hanging trying to fly, but multiple threads.
It's Matrix.
Yeah.
It's kind of
And
like
so
a
what happens?
Spider web.
It takes a beak, cut one thread, and one, another, and then you start cutting the threads, and you are releasing and one point comes, all threads are cut, and then you. But otherwise, you are tied from all direction, and people will criticize you, push you, force you, And ultimately, a lot of people just relent. They say, yeah, you are right. I'm going to do this way.
Mhm.
I feel like, personally, I feel shame for not being able to bite the threads.
That's right. Actually, there is a guilt on both sides.
Yeah,
If you do it, then you
Yeah.
are guilt-ridden.
yeah,
Because you feel I'm selfish, I'm not doing for
Yeah.
others, and I spend more time. If you don't do it, then you are guilty about yourself, why I'm not following my authentic self,
Yeah.
why I'm wasting my life.
yeah,
So guilt,
both sides,
double guilt.
yeah. Terrible.
How do you work on that?
Again, the energy once it comes,
Right.
it washes away guilt. Because what is guilt? Guilt is merely a memory. Somebody taught you what is good.
Right.
You are not doing good. Guilt. It is merely memory. And that memory is washed away. And then you have so much energy, nobody can make you feel guilty. You will think about it, but then you will brush aside. Because you don't feel guilt. And if you don't feel guilt, you cannot prevent in your action. That is why I say the core of everything is high energy state. That is why Kriya Yoga in Niyama. Action. Action against all these things. How I can take. Tapas, Swadhyay, Ishwar, Pranidhan. Tapas is the core, the passion, the energy. How I generate energy if I start aligning with my personality. And if I have already energy, then I will access my personality to enhance this energy further. And this is nothing abstract, it is very physical, very biological energy. Here I will like to ask time again.
5:25.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, with the guilt. But you did have some good discipline, no? It doesn't, did your parents teach you to have a little bit more discipline than the other people
Yeah, they
To have-
tried.
to control? No?
They tried, but they could never discipline me.
Yeah. Well, like you have a lot more control than some people over your life. That's what I'm saying. Like, you had children, you got married, you had a life, but you still had a lot of control over it.
Oh,
Right.
totally.
That's what I'm
And even
saying.
if I didn't have control, I was aware I can control it because there are certain circumstances.
Okay.
I have to let go that control
Oh, okay.
because our family have gone through hell
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
But I was very much aware I am letting go of this control because of this reason. But that doesn't mean. So as soon as that crisis is over, I'm in control. I take back. Because you are so acutely aware that you are doing intentionally because circumstances are such that you cannot leave it. But that doesn't mean that you are not aware. You know exactly what you are supposed to do. After 2 days, you come back and again. So that is what happens.
Is that a slow process?
It depends.
Okay.
But if there is a very, very intense desire, it really goes very fast. If you are involved into multiple things, it is a slow process.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
So I will send the questionnaire again
Okay.
because then we will like to go through questionnaire
Yeah. The personality.
personality,
Okay.
some fine points.
This is to find your dosha.
Yeah.
To your
Because we put points on it also so that very quickly we will do because it won't take much time. You already did it, but to revise again so we can complete the. And even if this one extra session is needed, I won't mind. I mean, we put some sessions, but if it goes beyond session, it has to be complete and it has to be completely understood.
Okay.
That's the thing.